The ESL industry, opportunity, pressure, and change. If you've ever thought about becoming an English teacher, you've probably heard two very different stories. One story says, ESL is full of travel, freedom, purpose, and opportunity. The other says, it is exhausting, underpaid, competitive, and constantly changing. So which story is true? Today, at the English table, we're unpacking the real story of the ESL industry, the opportunities, the pressures, and what the future may look like for classroom English teachers. Let's begin with vocabulary. ESL means English as a second language. This refers to teaching English to learners whose first language is different. Now here's our first keyword, industry. An industry is a large area of business or professional activity. For example, the technology industry changes very quickly. The ESL industry includes language schools, private academics, universities, public education systems, corporate training centers, and international teaching programs. This is a global field serving millions of learners. And for decades, it has offered teachers career opportunities across the world. There was a period many teachers remember as a time of expansion. English became the language of international business, higher education, technology, and global communication. This created huge demand for qualified English teachers. Countries invested heavily in language education. Private language centers opened rapidly. International schools expanded. Universities increased their English programs. This was often called a boom. A boom means a period of rapid growth. For many teachers, this meant opportunity, better contracts, travel possibilities, professional growth, and the chance to build meaningful careers abroad. One of the most remarkable things about ESL is its ability to change lives. Let's look at another key term, social mobility. This means improving your life position through education or opportunity. For many learners, English became exactly that. A student learns English, passes an international exam, gets accepted into university, finds better work opportunities. That is transformation. ESL also creates cultural exchange. A classroom becomes a meeting place for different backgrounds. At its best, English teaching is not only about grammar, it is about connection. But the story is not always inspiring. Over time, many physical ESL institutions changed, and not always for the better. Many schools became increasingly commercialized. Commercialized means focused mainly on profit. When this happens, education can begin to feel like a product instead of a learning experience. Class sizes grew larger, teacher responsibilities increased, administrative pressure intensified. And in many regions, teacher salaries remained stagnant. That means they stopped growing, even while workloads increased. This created real challenges for many classroom teachers. One major issue is burnout. Burnout is extreme physical and mental exhaustion caused by prolonged stress. Imagine teaching 6 classes a day, grading assignments at night, managing discipline, planning lesson, and still being expected to perform with energy. That pressure builds. Another issue is stagnation. Stagnation means a lack of growth or development. Many teachers feel trapped, teaching the same materials year after year without professional advancements, and that can be deeply discouraging. Still, the classroom did not disappear. It evolved. Modern ESL teaching demands more than grammar instruction. Teachers today must become facilitators, mentors, technology users, critical thinkers, and communication coaches. Students today expect lessons that are interactive, practical, and relevant to real life. The old model of memorizing rules is no longer enough. The modern classroom requires adaptability, and adaptability is now one of the most valuable skills an educator can have. So, what comes next? The future of ESL will belong to teachers who evolve. Technology will continue to shape education. AI tools will support learning. Digital resources will expand. But one thing remains true. Technology can provide information, but great teachers provide guidance, encouragement, context, and human connection. And that still matters deeply. So, is ESL a great industry? Yes. Can it also be demanding, frustrating, and unpredictable? Also, yes. The truth is this: ESL has never been about standing still. It rewards educators who adapt, reflect, and keep learning. Because language evolves, classrooms evolved, and great teachers evolve with them.